Hello, everyone, and welcome to the wonderful world of pragmatic practitioners. Thank you for joining us and being on live. And for all of you listening later, welcome also. Wow, this is truly a time of what else is possible for all of us. You know, where the world is going to some crazy places, and you knowing that you have choice to either go along with what drives most people crazy, or you can choose to have what only you can have in your unique way. Enjoy and allow and ease a joy and glory that is unique to you and is probably very, very different to other people. So this is right now choice point for us, and what a luxury. And I cannot remind people enough that isn't it wonderful that we have choice? Isn't it wonderful that we have choice no matter what's going on? But that's not something most people have acknowledged, and especially not in this reality. They say, yeah, you have a little choice, but not totally, not infinitely, because whatever you have encountered in your past, it is shaping you. It is determining your future. Well, is it? Or do you actually have way more choice beyond what you think you have? So what if you tap into the space of, wow, what choices do I have that I keep avoiding? Because it seems like so convenient to say, no, 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 I can't choose because the world is so crazy. I cannot choose because all these other people do this and this. But how much are you using other people and those certain energies that you want to say, oh no, I can't be happy. I can't be rich. I can't have a thriving business right now because of all these things are going on. Like, how much are you using all of those energies, all of those people as a gatekeeper for you to not be as great as you can be? So what pragmatic psychology and pragmatic practitioner invites you to is to truly, truly empower yourself. Like, really empower yourself, not get distracted by excuses of, oh, I can't be happy, I can't be rich, I can't create right now because of the world state or whatever is going on. But really being honest with ourselves and go, do I have a point of view that I can't do this and this and this, that I can't be successful because this and this? Do I have a point of view that creates that? Oh, yeah, I do. Like, really being honest with ourselves rather than having excuses of, oh, yeah, that seems so psychological, logical to have, to not have what you desire. But really being honest and going, do I have a point of view? Have I decided that I can't have what I would like because of la, 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 whatever it is? And that's maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but it's highly, highly empowering. So how much would you truly like to empower yourself? Would you really like to know the power of you? Or do you rather avoid it and give all these other people your power? Give all these other energies your power. And the first thing is to notice that, wow, how much am I giving all these people my power? How much am I giving the world my power, the insanity my power? How much am I giving all these energies my power rather than using it for me? Wow, huh? So cool to see. And it's not so you can judge yourself and go, oh my God, I'm giving all these people my power. No, 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 no. Go, yay, I have the courage. I have the courage to see what I'm doing. Wow, I have the courage to turn on the lights and see, oh my God, I've given all these people my power. I've given this reality my power. Wow, I see it now. Yay, me. Celebrate when you see what is. Celebrate when you see what is. Don't judge you when you see what you're doing. Don't go, oh my God, I'm so horrible. From now, no more judging when you see what is. Go, yay, do this. Okay? Like celebrate. Woohoo! I have the courage, I have the balls to see what I'm doing. Yay. And now, just by you seeing it, it's already starting to change. That's how easy it is. That's like how pragmatic we can be with ourselves. Pragmatic is always doing what works, but we've learned to be dramatic instead, looking at what's wrong and then getting lost in what's wrong and going, oh my God, I have to go to therapy my whole life. I mean, honestly, with the things we had going on in our past, we could go to therapy 4 times a week our whole lives, right? I mean, honestly, right? But what will that create? Will that make you happy? I mean, maybe for some people that's wonderful, but not for everyone. Sometimes you just gotta go, yeah, I have a lot of stuff going on, but what if I don't get lost in it anymore? What if I just go, yeah, I'm gonna be an allowance of whatever stuff I have going on. I'm over being perfect. It's not my goal anymore. What if I go for what else I can discover about me that I have not started the journey to do so? Huh? Is that a different perspective? It's just about like, what is it? What would you like to use your energy for? To like get lost in your stuff, and we all have a lot of stuff. I mean, we could occupy that could be a full-time job. Guys, you need to mute people. We have a couple of people not muted. Thank you. So you could get lost in a lot of your stuff, right? That could be a full-time job, more than a full-time job. That's not paid, by the way. Not like, maybe not a good investment, maybe, or maybe it's fun, whatever. But you could also go, okay, I can do that. Or how else would I like to use my energy? Really, like, what if it's not about getting your stuff, your weird stuff right so you can be a good person, like a right person? What if it's about discovering you? Wow. Like, what else is there about you that you haven't even started the journey to discover? Wow. But that's not something we've been invited in our past, have we? I mean, most of us have not had parents who go, hey, what else can you discover about you? Maybe there's one person out of 100,000 who had those kinds of parents. Then congratulate yourself. Great choice. Most of us haven't. You're not alone. Most of us have not had parents who go, yay, be more of you. Be weird, be different, go for whatever you are, discover you. And even if they say discover you, they already have a plan for you. They're like, yeah, discover you, but within a little box, like go explore you, but no, yeah, right? So what if you give yourself permission to do what you were not given the permission to do by your parents? What if you are, what if you allow yourself to be totally destructive to limitations? Most people are actually like, especially the different ones, the creative ones, are walking on eggshells and go, oh my God, is this okay for me to choose this? Is it okay for me to be that? Is this too much now? Is it am I disturbing? Am I destroying? Oh my God, I'm actually in my core is so evil and wrong and bad. So, like it's so fascinating with all the people worldwide that we work with, how many the most wonderful people have the worst judgments about themselves. Why? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that the most creative, wonderful, kind people that could change the world have the worst judgments about themselves? Interesting, huh? It's an interesting phenomenon. Why do they think that they're the most evil? Why? Because they are the ones that have the most power to create a different world. And to not be out of control with their power, they have created their own little kryptonite. They've created their own little, how do you say, what's a different word for kryptonite? It's a Superman thing. They've created their own little holding themselves back, like put their brakes on, their own little jail. You know what I mean? With kryptonite? Yeah. Okay. So to not destroy the bullshit that's going on here, to not be as powerful as you can be. So most of us who are that way, sabotaging, thank you, self-destruction, yes. Thank you for helping me with words. So isn't it an interesting phenomenon to become clear on? I mean, look at your own life. Like what energies are you using? What people are you deliberately pulling into your life? How are you creating your life so you are sabotaging yourself? So you are not as creative, as powerful, as explosive as you can be to to create whatever you are here to create. Amazing, huh? And what if it's time to change that? Huh? What if it's now time to go, I had a wonderful time self-sabotaging myself. I've been so creative. Oh my God. And I'm sure you have all like a lot of examples, like with this person and this relationship and this job and this energy and this self-judgment. And oh my God, it's like, how creative have you been so far to self-sabotage yourself? Wow, all of us, like super creative. So do you think that if you're so creative on that side, that you could actually use this creativity for you from now on? And it's just a choice. Like that is where you go, okay, you know what? I have no idea how. I don't even know where to start. I don't have the plan for this. I don't have a recipe for this. I just know, yes, I will do this. Universe, please, I am a big question mark right now. I'm ready for something different. I'm ready to create a life that works for me. I'm done being dramatic. I am ready for pragmatics here. Show me what I can start with. And this is how change starts. And that's what I love about this different perspective about being pragmatic. Because, man, I've tried a lot of other things. You know, my title as in this reality is a psychologist, and I've been working a lot with very many different psychotherapy things like psychodynamic and cognitive and all these things. And they're all wonderful in the way they are. And it's never been enough for me. I always desired something else, something that is truly about empowering people, including me, you know, because in the way I worked as a therapist and psychologist, I didn't feel empowered. It wasn't about what I know. It was about what other people write in their books, you know, and then just following that and then going, oh, did I say the right thing now? Is that what I should have said to the client? Should I? Oh God. And what that showed me is we're so trained to beat in our heads to get it right. But as long as you try to get things right, you can never be as creative as you can be. As long as you're in your head trying to do the right thing, you can never be present in your life. And you can never be truly present, let's say, with someone you're working with. And presence, being truly present, is taking practice. What we learn in this world is to constantly check out. Be logical is checking out, thinking is checking out. Not like being truly present is like being aware of your body, being aware of everything that's going on around you, being aware of the other person, being aware of what's going on in their world and not interpreting it, not thinking about it, but being present with what is. And that gives you so much information and so many advantages, not just in your work with clients, but in your whole life. Everywhere. It's like, look at what maybe in the next days, if you just start to explore, okay, notice when you check out, notice when you're like not here. And if you would be here right now and notice what you notice, especially with other people around you, which is a challenge because it's easy to check out when you have someone around you because you're aware of where they're checking out and then you think it's yours. So, but notice when you're not checking out how many advantages you have. Why? Because you see possibilities other people don't see. Like you see what other people are too checked out to see. And it always gives you advantage, not just when you're looking for parking space. So much bigger than that. So what if we could function in a way different way in our lives and also with the people we work with? And so this pragmatic practitioner life form is an invitation for you to function different in your life with you and your body and your whole life. And also with everyone around you, with your colleagues, with your children, with your relationships, with your marriage, with your clients, and having it be a space of question, true question. And again, even if you think you're in question, you're still thinking. Like even if you think, oh, I'm working with questions. Yeah, are you asking questions or are you being and embodying questions? That's totally different things. And what that requires, man, and I had to work, that was a journey for me personally too, because if you've learned something, if you have an education in something, let's say coaching or therapy or any kind of like profession, your head is filled with a lot of, this is how you do it, this is how you don't do it, this is what's right, this is what's wrong. And you think you're like, oh, I'm such a good student, I'm such a good, professional because I know all these things. Oh my God, I've studied them for years. Yay, me. But then the true vulnerability is to let all of that go, to be grateful for it, and to let all of that go. And to truly be in the question in every 10 seconds, in every moment. Okay, so this is not about me, especially, when you work, this is about when you work with your children or with clients. This is not about me. It's about facilitating, and facilitating means making easier. It's a Latin word. It's my job to facilitate, to make it easier for the person to find out what's true for them. And truly being in question is like not interpreting. So for instance, have you ever had a massage therapist that you went to and they were about to do their thing with your body? This is massaging. And, and then they ask you, hey, how are you doing? Which is a great question. How are you doing? But notice, even when they ask, how are you doing? There's an energy of point of view and expectation and judgment already in that question. And that's something we can practice to be aware of. Like, even if you ask an open question, are you really asking? Or are you already secretly expecting something or judging or projecting something? And all of that is in the way to truly receive the information from the other person of, hey, what is up for them? Not what do I think is up or should be up for them. So in the case of the massage therapist, when they go, how are you doing? And it would be a really open, free question. Then that question would invite you to be present with your body and go, I don't know how I'm doing. I didn't even check in with myself because I was so busy, like fixing my errands and, taking care of my children, that I don't even know how I'm doing. But thank you for asking. Let me check in with my body. How are we doing? So a true question would invite you to be present with you in a way you haven't been before. But if there's the other person asking you a question with a solidity, a point of view attached, that's not a space for you to ask how you're doing. That's where you go, what does the other person want me to say? What's the right answer here? When they ask me, how am I doing? What should I say now? What's the right, what do they like as my answer? Do you know what I mean? It's like the way it was in school. When the teacher asked you a question, they already had a lot of points of view about what you said. And you were smart enough to know that. You went, what do they want me to say? What's the right answer here? So questions were never truly questions. So notice next time when you ask a question, am I asking or am I projecting? And that's a very vulnerable thing to go, because we want to be right. We want to do a good job. We want to be perfect. Let that go. Why? That's not your job. Don't try to be perfect. None of us is. We're all on a journey to get greater. So none of this is about being perfect or right or having a wonderful image or being the person with the answer or being the guru. God, how boring. Oh my God. Like one of the most boring things is to have people follow you. I mean, at least that's for me. So what if you can have way more fun being that question? And the example with the massage therapist, when they ask you how you're doing, like I had that, so many times where they ask me and then they already go, oh, and they start like doing this massage on my body and I go, oh, no, they ask, are you stressed? And that's a question, right? But is it a question? If someone asks you, are you stressed? Is that a real question? I'm asking you, is that a real, I mean, it's a grammatical question, but is it a real question? No, it's not. Why? Why is it not a real question? It's already implying that you are stressed. The person, exactly, it's a presumption. The person has already decided, oh, that energy in your body means stress. It's not like, hey, what is that? That thing that there, where I'm touching you, what is that? It's not about you exploring what it is. And so this person, like, there was an example where this person said, oh, you're so stressed. You seem to have a very high stress level. And I'm like, is it stress or activity? And she's like, huh? And I'm like, well, you assumed it is stress. Is it stress or is it high activity? Am I leading a life of high stress or high activity? And she's like, I never looked at it like that. I'm like, yeah, for me, that's high activity, but I'm not stressed. I'm just like full on, but that's not an energy of stress for me. So I know what's true for me. So a question like this does not like solidify something for me. But if you work with someone, you want to be really present of what are you creating with what you're putting out there? What am I creating with what I'm saying? What am I creating with what I'm putting out there? And that's how we can be true leaders of a world that works for us in any interaction with people. Isn't that exciting? Where you choose to be an energy of no judgment, no point of view, no interpretation, which is like you having your mind is like beep. And you don't need to be smart anymore. What a relaxing way of being. You don't have to be smart. Isn't that wonderful? As a real psychologist, I had to be so damn smart. Oh my God, that was exhausting. And I had this, and how about that? And is that this had to do with this? And oh my God, and this topic, and this concept, and this word, and and it was never about the person. It was just about, oh, how smart am I? Look, come to me because I'm smart. Who cares? It's not about me being smart. It's about them finding what's true for them. And what a relaxing way of being, where you just have to remember to ask questions, real questions. And that's a practice. That's a true, true practice. And it's so cool when, there's clients coming and man, like they have had the worst abuse, like really like sexual abuse, whatever. And they've went to all these different people and therapists. And there was this one woman that I like just think of right now. And she had a lot of abuse going on, a lot of therapy. And she came and how it is when people have gone a lot of therapy, they have a lot of, they talk like a therapist themselves. It's so funny. They have all this, yeah, and it's because of this. And then they have all the names, and I'm like, okay, so what if we start by getting out of the head? What if what if you're willing to get out of the head and just like let go of all the concepts, everything you've learned, and for us to be truly present with, hey, okay, what was really going on with the abuse? And the thing is, she started to get really present with it. And what I noticed, what we've learned to do as normal like practitioners is we've learned to make the story extremely relevant. So the incident, like when people had stuff going on, like abuse, that's one thing that's horrible, yes. But what's horrible and even more horrible oftentimes is the story that people create after it. So when someone has been abused and they talk with someone and they go, and that person they talk with is not an allowance, but they have a point of view and a projection, and they go, oh my God, that shouldn't have happened to you. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That is already solidifying the trauma even more. So if you have talked to a lot of people, after something happened, they basically show you, this is how you should think about it. This is how you should feel about it. And then you go, oh, I didn't know. All right, okay. And then you start to solidify what they show you as thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And that's like another soup of abuse. So that part is something that we, with this different approach, don't do. It's like not about you interpreting what somebody does, but going, okay, what really occurred? How was that for you in your body? What is true for you underneath? And this is a very long conversation. I'm just going to cut it very short. And what most people then, if they're open to it, discover is like, oh my God, I'm not the victim that I was projected that I am. I don't have to perpetrate and abuse myself with the story of being a victim, but I do have choice and I do discover the potency and the power beneath it. This shit did not kill me. I am here now and I'm going for more and I'm choosing to create my life. And that's a big part of the empowerment. And that woman, like we had a conversation and she was at a class and it was on day one. She came on day two, totally different, like the way she showed up, totally different, like beautiful. She was ready to show herself again, show her beauty again, not hide it because, oh my God, if I show my beauty and my power, it will be destroyed. I will be abused again. She was ready to go, hi, here I am. And that was the start of a different journey for her. And that's for most of us. We don't have to have experienced sexual or horrible abuse that way. But most of us, and that's a thing to look at, most of us have been invalidated for who we truly are. Like how many of you have been invalidated, made wrong, extremely made wrong for who you are and how different you are? Like that feeling of ouch in your, I remember this like a lot from my childhood where like I showed a difference. I'm like, yay, woohoo, let's just like, woohoo, have fun. And there was an energy of, no, you're wrong for that joy. And I'm like, ouch. Like I remember like that energy of, oh, fuck, I'm so wrong. I shouldn't do that. And so most of us have experienced something like that where we showed an energy and then we were made so wrong. And then that created a place of, okay, shit, I have to hide that. That's wrong. That's evil. So what if we undo that again for us? What if we start that journey of going, okay, what if I wasn't wrong? What if it was just something this person could not receive? Maybe they have been made wrong also when they were a child, and then they became the police of that energy, and then they just projected it on me. Was this really about me or them? Ah, okay, not about me. So what if you just energetically, because that's something we can do, we can energetically go back to all the places where we have experienced invalidation and change it. We can change our past. I know that's not normal psychology. I know, but it is possible if you're willing to be different and weird. You can go back to your past and change the energies of what you have decided, of where you've gone, oh, I have to hide myself. And what if you start doing it right now? I know it's a free Zoom. I know you didn't pay for it. So you're not supposed to receive, but you can receive, even if you haven't paid anything for it. You can still choose to receive. And you go, okay, so what where, maybe one time or many times, have you decided in the presence of a certain person or energy that you have to hold back, not be you, not be the creativity that you are, but have to hide? And what if you just for a moment be present with that energy as much as you desire? I know this is just a quickie and there's more available, but if we just like do this quickly as a start for you, as a trigger for something new, what if you just be present with that energy for a moment and just tell yourself no, and allow that energy to just melt? You don't have to do anything specific. You don't have to think about it. Just like, oh, what if I start to allow myself to melt where I've created those walls of solidity to protect myself from ever being hurt again? And just let that melt. Don't think about how, just say yes to it. And more and more. And you can always choose more after this conversation. There's always more to discover. It's truly infinite, but just a start for you to go, no more hiding, no more needing to protect myself. I'm ready to show up. I'm ready to unleash what I've always been and decided I can never be. And what an inspiration is that, not only for you, but you choosing to go on that journey more and more. What inspiration are you for so many other people? Because being a pragmatic practitioner is not just waiting for to have a session with someone and before you can facilitate. Being a pragmatic practitioner is being the walking, talking inspiration, being the facilitator on legs wherever you go, bringing an energy of change, of what else is possible to any interaction with anybody you have, making this part of your life, making this part of how you show up in the world. And also what I love about these pragmatic practitioners is like, it's not just about working with other people, but it's about working with you. You know, this is not just about giving other people advice. This is about you having the courage to walk that journey with you, look at your shit, let it go, and go beyond it. You know, and that's what I love. So the pragmatic practitioners are people who have taken the pragmatic practitioner classes, obviously, and they're working with themselves and they're working with clients. Some of them are teachers, hairdressers, doctors, coaches, therapists, working in businesses, in schools, in private sessions, working with whoever, their children, their grandchildren. And they are using those tools that they've learned in this class and applying them with their uniqueness in those situations where they can facilitate change. And it's so beautiful to see how they do it. And they have the courage to not just work with other people, but with themselves. They constantly keep on working on themselves. And that's the beauty. So this is now, well, this started by me doing this whole pragmatic psychology work by myself. I don't know if you know, I've wrote a couple of books. If you want to know what pragmatic psychology is, I've written 4 books so far. There's a new one coming soon. So there you can see what is that different way of working. You can get a little bit like start. The books are a start. And then and then there was the question to me, what would it take for me to not be the only one who does this around the world? And then the idea came, okay, I can just show people how to do it, because I've done it in psychiatry, I've done it in my own practice, worked with people all over the world, lots of changes. I'm like, okay, so what if I just educate people on how to do it? And this is how Pragmatic Practitioner started, where people got the chance to learn that themselves, and not just as a method, but a way of living, a way of using them and their experience, their life experience and their uniqueness in their work. And some of them have taken a couple of classes. You can just take one Pragmatic Practitioner class and you get a certificate and you can use it out in the world wherever you want to. But if you want to become an official pragmatic practitioner, you need a couple of these classes, and then those are called the official pragmatic practitioners. And we have now people all over the world doing this and being those official pragmatic practitioners. And we can send you in the email how you can become that and more information if you're interested. But just so you know that this is available, and it's truly a movement where it's so beautiful to see how they contribute to each other. We have this Telegram group where they constantly ask each other questions. They constantly help each other. Like someone has a shitty day and they're like, okay, can someone give me a session? So they constantly also practice on each other. So if you're ever interested in learning this different approach, you can take a class. It's a 3-day class, come live, come online, and you can just take one class, learn these tools, learn this different way, and you get a certificate. You can use it out in the world wherever you want to, or you can also go further. It's a choice. You can do either or, whatever is fun for you, whatever creates greater for your life. Just know this is available. And this is an education I always looked for, because what I've been taught in the traditional way was great, but it was never enough for me. So I'm like, I looked for something different. And so I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm like, okay, let's create it. And it's now been there for many years, successfully so, and inspiring people to be greater than they thought they could be. And that's the invitation. What if we show people that they can be greater than they thought that they could be? Wow, huh? Like different world. And it's really simple. And in these classes, you learn the basics of it, and not just theory. We also practice on each other. So you also get the practical part in it. Yeah. And as always, start with you. What if you can be greater than yesterday? Not because you're shitty today, but you're awesome today. And what else can you choose tomorrow? And whatever seems, and that's also just a little thing to end with. What if the places where you think there's the most shit going on for you, like the most heavy parts, rather than avoiding them or judging you for it, asking those energies, those situations, hey, what are you showing me? What grand and glorious possibility are you pointing me towards? Because what I always say is every shit is a fertilizer for greater possibilities. Just like in agriculture, you know, when they put cow shit on the soil, it makes everything grow greater. And it's the same in our lives. Wherever you think you have shit going on, it's not because you're wrong. It's because it shows you what else you can choose. It points you towards glorious possibilities. So stop avoiding it. Start using it. Okay? Stop avoiding it. Start using it. And that's being highly pragmatic, where you use everything to become greater, not just the wonderful parts. Okay? You got this. You got this. So thank you for listening. You will all get the recordings. If you listen again, you will hear so much more. It will go in so much deeper. And I'd love to see you at any of these classes. And if you don't want to do this as a job, there's also classes where you can just like learn what are the capacities behind stress and anxiety and performance anxiety. Like we have a 2-day class coming up that's not just for learning how to work with clients, but just to discover, it's a pragmatic psychology class. How can I, like, what are those capacities behind that shit, basically, behind the stress, the depression, and the anxiety? What is this showing me? Where is this pointing me towards? So you can also take those kinds of classes. So welcome to join us, and thank you for you. Thank you for even listening to this and considering that there's a greater possibility than what has been handed to you so far in your life. And thank you all for translating this. I'm very, very grateful. Really, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's rock and roll. Enjoy! Gracias, grazie, danke, merci.